Mysterious hairy dwarfs and the 1954 UFO flap. Throughout history, reports of UFO sightings have flooded the news. But in the fall of 1954, something different happened. It wasn't just lights in the sky. People around the world reported encounters with strange humanoid beings, creatures that didn't quite look human. They were short, hairy, and had oversized, bulging eyes. Some tried to communicate. Others attempted to kidnap people. And in one terrifying case, they attacked. This is the story of the hairy dwarfs of 1954. The French children and the black-sacked humanoid, October 9th, 1954. It was just another afternoon in the French countryside. 3 young children roller skating along a peaceful road, never expected to witness the impossible. Out of nowhere, a round, shiny craft descended right next to them. Then, a figure emerged. It was a kind of man, only about 4 feet tall, dressed in a black sack, one of the children later recalled. Its head was covered in thick hair, and its eyes were huge. The children stood frozen until the creature spoke. They couldn't understand a word, but something about its presence was enough to send them running for their lives. When they finally turned back, the mysterious craft was gone shooting into the sky at an impossible speed. Had they just met an alien traveler? A French miner's terrifying encounter, October 14th, 1954. Just 5 days later, in France, a miner came face to face with something unnatural. Deep in a rock quarry, he stumbled upon a strange figure, a humanoid, but not quite human. It was squat, covered in thick fur, and had large, slanted eyes that bulged out of its skull. It wore a skull cap, its flat nose barely visible under thick folds of skin. For a moment, they stared at each other. Then, the miner took off running, refusing to look back. But was it alone? Or were there more of them, hiding nearby? The hostile hairy dwarfs of Venezuela, December 10th, 1954. By December, reports of these small, hairy beings began emerging from Venezuela. The strangest case? A full-blown alien attack. On December 10th, 2 young men were out hunting when a UFO descended from the sky. They barely had time to react before 4 humanoid creatures emerged. Each one was only 3 feet tall but covered in fur, hostile and fast. The creatures rushed the men, attempting to drag one of them away. One of the hunters, armed with a rifle, swung the butt of his gun at the nearest being, smashing it over the head. To their horror, the gun splintered as if it had struck solid rock. Terrified and bleeding, the 2 men managed to break free. They ran straight to the police, who documented their cuts and bruises. But the creatures? Gone. And the UFO? Vanished without a trace. A paralysis beam in Valencia, December 19th, 1954. 9 days later, in Valencia, a jockey was out for a late-night training ride when he saw something bizarre. Near the edge of a field, he spotted 6 of the small, hairy creatures lifting rocks and carrying them toward a hovering UFO. For a moment, he just watched, too stunned to move. Then, one of the beings turned and saw him. A beam of violet light shot from the creature's hand, striking the jockey mid-stride. His entire body froze. He couldn't move. The creatures continued their work, ignoring him completely. Then, without warning, they boarded the craft and disappeared into the night sky. When police investigated, they found strange footprints at the scene, unlike anything they had ever seen before. Neither human nor animal. What were the hairy dwarfs of 1954? Were these creatures extraterrestrial visitors? Secret government experiments? Or could they be something else entirely, a species that has been watching us for centuries? One thing is certain, they haven't stopped appearing. What do you think? Are these reports real, or just mass hysteria? Let us know in the comments. And if you love diving into the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a mystery. Until next time, keep your eyes on the sky.